Leo, stop, do not scroll past this. I need you to hear me clearly because the cards are almost aggressive today. Someone, a very specific someone, is losing sleep over you, not casually thinking about you, not fondly remembering you. They want you, badly, desperately. And here's the part that made me pull a clarifier card 3 times because I couldn't believe what kept showing up. They think you are the most beautiful soul they have ever encountered, and they only want you. No one else, not an option. Not backup you and Leo. The twist, they're about to do something they swore they'd never do, something that changes everything between you, and it's closer than you think. Before I reveal what the cards are showing me about this person's next move, tell me in the comments, where in the world are you watching this from right now? Drop your city. I want to see how far this message is traveling. And if you haven't yet, hit subscribe on Trusted Tarot and share this with one Leo who needs to hear it today. Because what's coming next? You do not want to miss it. Leo, I need you to settle into this moment with me. Take a breath, let your shoulders drop. Because I want you to understand something before we go any deeper into this reading. You did not land on this video by accident. You did not stumble here because the algorithm tossed you a random suggestion. No, your higher self has been pulling you toward this message for days now, maybe weeks. There's been a quiet, persistent tug behind your ribs. A whisper that said, something is shifting. Something is about to break open. And you've been feeling it, haven't you? That low hum of anticipation that you couldn't quite name. That sense that the air around your love life, around this specific connection, was thickening, getting charged, like the atmosphere before a storm that you've been waiting for. And Leo, I need you to know, this storm is not destruction. This storm is arrival. The date energy around the 14th of August 2026 is extraordinary for you. The sun is still in your sign, yes, but there's something else layered on top of it. A convergence. A moment where the universe has decided that enough silence has passed, enough waiting, enough wondering if you were forgotten, if you were replaceable, if maybe you misread the signs and this person never really felt what you thought they felt. The cards are saying, no, you did not misread anything. And what I'm about to unfold for you is going to confirm something your intuition has been screaming at you in the quiet hours of the night. But before I get there, before I tell you exactly what this person is preparing to do, I need to confirm that you're in the right energy to receive this, because the spirit doesn't waste messages on closed doors. So I'm going to describe what's been happening in your body lately. And if even 2 of these ring true, I need you to stay, because that means this reading is locked onto your frequency. You've been waking up earlier than usual, not with an alarm, just snapping awake at odd hours, 3, 4, sometimes just before dawn. And when you open your eyes, there's this strange flutter in your chest, not anxiety exactly, more like your heart is rehearsing something, preparing to receive something it's been starved of. And during the day, you catch yourself reaching for your phone, checking it, not because you're expecting a specific notification, but because some part of you feels a pull, like a thread is being tugged from the other end, and you look at the screen and there's nothing, and you feel foolish, and you put it down, but 20 minutes later you do it again. That's not random, Leo. That's energetic magnetism. That's someone on the other side of this connection, thinking about you so intensely that it registers in your nervous system before it ever shows up as a text or a call. And the sensitivity. Oh, the sensitivity. You've been feeling everything at a higher volume lately. A song comes on and suddenly your eyes are burning. A stranger says something small and kind and it cracks you open. You've been crying at things that shouldn't make you cry. And you've been wondering if something is wrong with you. If you're being too much, too emotional, too open. Leo, nothing is wrong. Your heart is expanding to make room for what's coming. It's softening itself, preparing to be held. And that tenderness you've been feeling, that's not weakness. That's your soul clearing the pathway for this person's return into your life with full honesty. And then there are the dreams. Tell me if this lands. You've been dreaming about them. Not always clearly. Sometimes it's just a flash of their face. Sometimes it's their voice saying something you can't quite catch when you wake up. Sometimes it's a feeling. You're in a room and they're there, and the air between you is electric and warm, and you feel seen in a way that makes your sleeping body ache. And you wake up, and for about 10 seconds before the waking world floods back in, you feel their presence so strongly, it's almost like they were actually there, sitting at the edge of your bed, watching you breathe, and then it dissolves. And you're left with this residue, this golden, heavy, bittersweet feeling that lingers through your morning coffee. Leo, Those are not random firings of your subconscious. Those are visitations. Their energy is reaching you in the dream state because in the waking state, their pride or their fear or their stubbornness is still holding them back. But their soul has already come to you. Their soul has already chosen. And what the cards are showing me is that the waking world is about to catch up now. I told you I wasn't going to reveal everything at once, and I meant it. Because what this person is feeling right now, what's building inside them, what's about to crack open and pour toward you, it has layers. And if I rush it, you won't understand the weight of it. You won't understand why it's taken this long. You won't understand why the silence happened in the first place. And I need you to understand the silence, because the silence was never indifference. The silence was a person at war with themselves, a person who wanted you so badly it terrified them, a person who looked at you and thought, that is the most beautiful human being I have ever known, and then immediately thought, I will ruin them. I will not be enough. I will show up and they will see the cracks and they will leave. And so they pulled back, not because you weren't enough, because they were terrified you were too much, too radiant, too whole, too everything they didn't believe they deserved. And Leo, I can feel some of you tensing right now, some of you thinking, but they hurt me. They disappeared. They left me in the uncertainty, and I had to sit in that alone. And yes, you did, and I'm not asking you to erase that painches. I'm not asking you to pretend the waiting didn't cost you something. It did. And the cards acknowledge that. The next chapter is going to go deeper into what this person has been doing in their solitude, what they've been realizing, what they're about to say when they finally break the silence, and what that means for your future together. But I need you here for it. I need you present, so if you're still with me, if your heart is still racing a little, if something in your gut is saying, yes, this is mine, this is my message, then do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button on Trusted Tarot if you haven't already. Not because I need the number, but because subscribing is a declaration. It's you saying to the universe, I am ready to receive. I am not closing myself off. I am keeping this channel open. And if this message is landing in your chest right now, share it. Send it to one person, one Leo, one friend who's been waiting in the dark the way you have. Because sometimes the act of sharing a message like this is the final key that unlocks your own. Let's talk about them. The person who has been occupying your mental real estate. Right now, as you listen to my voice, they are in a state of profound emotional reckoning. They are sitting in a room, maybe looking out a window, maybe staring blankly at a screen, and they are completely overwhelmed by the memory of you. You see, Leo, when they pulled away, they thought distance would dilute their feelings. They thought if they created space, the intensity of what they felt for you would fade into something manageable, something casual, something they could easily walk away from. But the universe has a funny way of mocking our defenses. The distance didn't dilute anything. It acted like a magnifying glass. Every day you weren't there, your absence became louder. They started noticing the empty space you left in their day, the jokes you would have laughed at, the way you would have looked at them across a crowded room, and a heavy sinking realization began to take root deep in their chest. No one else compares. Not even close. They tried to distract themselves. I see them throwing themselves into their work, their career, chasing financial milestones, trying to build an empire or secure their stability so they wouldn't have to sit quietly with their feelings. They surrounded themselves with noise. They entertained conversations with other people, went to places, tried to convince themselves that they were moving on, that they were fine, that you were just a chapter in their story and not the whole book. But Leo, every time they looked at someone else, they saw your shadow. Every time someone else spoke, they heard the wrong cadence. They realized, with a terrifying kind of clarity, that you are entirely irreplaceable. You are the standard. And the thought of settling for anything less than your radiant, unapologetic, beautiful energy suddenly felt like a betrayal of their own soul. They don't just want you, they need you. They recognize that your light is the only thing that makes their world make sense. And this brings us to the turning point, the moment the dam broke. Because it is not just a vague feeling anymore, Leo. It has crystallized into an urgent, physical need to reach out. I am seeing them rehearsing, literally rehearsing what they are going to say to you. They type out a message and delete it. They pick up the phone and put it down. They are terrified, not of you, but of the possibility that they waited too long. That your beautiful, warm Leo heart has finally closed its doors to them. That you have finally realized your worth and walked away for good. And that fear is the exact catalyst the universe needed to push them over the edge. because the ego can only hold out for so long before the soul demands surrender. They are preparing to strip away their pride. They are preparing to come to you with absolute, raw honesty. They want to confess how much they missed you. They want to tell you that you are the most beautiful person they know, inside and out, and that they were simply too blinded by their own insecurities to handle the brilliance of your light. But Leo, before they make this move, before the text lights up your screen or the call comes through, I need to give you the context of their silence. Because if you don't understand why they retreated, you might misinterpret their return as just another fleeting moment. You might put your guard up so high that you block the very blessing you've been praying for. Their silence was rooted in a deep sense of inadequacy. When they looked at you, they saw a sovereign soul, a king, queen, a force of nature. And they looked at their own life, their career struggles, their financial uncertainties, their emotional baggage, and they felt small. They felt like they couldn't afford you, not just in a literal material sense, but in an energetic sense. They thought they had to fix themselves, build their resources, get their life perfectly in order before they were worthy of standing beside you. They thought they were doing the right thing by stepping back until they were enough. But the cards are laughing at that notion right now. The universe is telling them, you cannot earn love by becoming perfect. You receive love by being present. And the delay you've experienced over these past weeks and months, that was them trying to build a foundation strong enough to hold the weight of your love without crumbling. And now, the foundation is set. The internal work is done. The career blocks are clearing. The financial anxieties are settling, and they are finally looking at you, not as a prize to be won when they are worthy, but as a partner to be cherished exactly as they are. This is why the energy around August 14th, 2026 is so critical. The stars have aligned to strip away their final excuses. They can no longer hide behind their busyness. They can no longer hide behind their fear. The window of divine timing has opened, and they are stepping through it. But Leo, as they step through it, as they prepare to break the silence and offer you this massive confession, you have a role to play. You have to prepare your own energy to receive it without the armor you've built to survive their absence. The way you react in the next 48 hours will determine the trajectory of this connection for the rest of the year. Let us step into the exact moment the silence breaks, because I need you to understand that this is not going to be a casual text. It is not going to be a simple, thinking of you, or a random meme sent to test the waters and see if you're still angry. The cards are showing me a massive, undeniable wave of communication that carries the weight of a paradigm shift. I am seeing a long, deeply vulnerable message, or perhaps a sudden phone call that catches you completely off guard, likely late in the evening when the world around you is finally quiet. And when you see their name light up your screen, or hear their voice on the other end of the line, your heart is going to stop for a fraction of a second. But I need you to listen very closely to the words they are going to say. They are going to apologize. A real, deep, chest-heaving apology that leaves no room for doubt. They are going to admit that they were terrified, are going to tell you that they have spent every single day of this agonizing separation realizing that no amount of distance, no amount of stubbornness, could ever erase the profound imprint you left on their soul. They are going to confess how deeply and desperately they desire you. They will use words that validate everything you have been feeling in your gut, but were perhaps too afraid to claim out loud. They will tell you that you are the most beautiful person they have ever known. And they won't just mean your physical beauty, which they are entirely captivated by, but the breathtaking beauty of your spirit. The way you love without conditions. The way you hold space for others. The way your legal light shines so brilliantly even when you are hurting. They are going to tell you that they only want you, that they have looked at the world, they have looked at their options, they have tried to distract themselves with temporary fixes, and they have realized that everything else is just meaningless noise. You are the signal, you are the destination, and they are asking with absolute humility for a chance to prove it to you. But Leo, this is where the spiritual work truly begins. Because when this message arrives, when this massive confession lands in your lap, your nervous system is going to experience profound shock. You have spent so much time surviving their absence. You have built this beautiful, intricate, heavy armor to protect your heart from the crushing disappointment of their silence. You convinced yourself you didn't need them. You told your friends you were better off. You looked in the mirror and repeated affirmations of your own fierce independence. And that armor saved you. It kept you breathing when the grief was heavy. It kept you functioning when the uncertainty was suffocating. However, the warning the universe is giving me right now is absolutely crucial for your timeline. Do not let the armor you built to survive become the wall that blocks your blessing. When they reach out, your ego might want to punish them. Your ego might want to leave them on read for 3 days to make them feel the exact fraction of the pain they caused you. I understand that urge. It is human. It is valid. It is the cry of a wounded heart wanting justice. But the cards are urging you to pause, to breathe, to respond from your higher self, not your wounded inner child. If you react out of spite, if you wield your silence as a weapon, you reset the karmic clock. You push them back into their fear, and you risk shattering the fragile courage it took for them to come forward. Instead, I want you to receive this communication with a quiet, sovereign grace. You do not have to accept everything immediately. You do not have to jump back into their arms the second they ask. But you must leave the energetic door open. You must allow the energy to flow without resistance. Read their words. Let them wash over you. Acknowledge the immense courage it took for them to strip away their pride and come to you this way. Your response should not be a retaliation. It should be a boundary. Take your time. Let them sit in the anticipation of your reply, just as you sat in the agonizing anticipation of their reach out. This is how you reclaim your power, not through anger, but through absolute, unbothered emotional maturity. You are the prize, and a prize does not need to chase, nor does it need to punish. A prize simply exists in its own radiant worth. And here is the most magical, deeply esoteric part of this entire cosmic setup, Leo. You might be wondering why this love reading feels so intimately tied to your overall life purpose and your material reality right now. Why have your career and your finances felt so stagnant, blocked, or frustratingly slow over the past few weeks leading up to this August 14th window? It is because your vital energy was bottlenecked in your heart chakra. You were leaking your life force into the void of this unresolved connection. You were subconsciously waiting for a closure that only they could provide, and that waiting paralyzed your forward momentum. But the exact moment this communication arrives, the moment this energetic cord is cleared and reattached with healthy, conscious intent, massive floodgate of abundance is going to open in your material world. When this person validates your beauty and your worth, it acts as a cosmic mirror. It reflects your own divine value back to you. And when a Leo truly recognizes their own worth, when they feel deeply seen and cherished by another, they become an unstoppable magnet for wealth, career success, and spiritual elevation. I am seeing new opportunities presenting themselves almost immediately after this reunion. I am seeing financial offers, promotions, or creative breakthroughs that were previously blocked suddenly flowing toward you with effortless grace. This person's return is not just a romantic plot twist, it is the master key that unlocks your next level of holistic manifestation. They are coming back to support your empire, to stand beside you, not to distract you from your purpose. I want you to visualize this moment right now. See yourself looking at your phone in the quiet of your room. See the notification. Feel the initial rush of adrenaline, and then watch yourself take a deep, grounding breath. Watch yourself smile, not a desperate, relieved smile, but a knowing, serene smile. The smile of a sovereign who knew this day would come. You are going to feel a profound sense of peace wash over your physical body. The chronic tension in your neck and shoulders will finally release. The anxious fluttering in your stomach will settle into a warm, glowing ember of pure hope. The heavy anticipation you have been carrying for months will finally transform into a beautiful, tangible, breathing reality. They are going to ask to see you. They are going to want to look into your eyes and make sure you are real, to make sure they haven't just dreamed you up in their lonely hours. And when you meet, the energy between you will be entirely different. The frantic, anxious, push and pull energy of the past will be replaced by a deep, grounded reverence. They are going to look at you as if they are seeing you for the very first time, yet recognizing your soul from 1,000 lifetimes. They will see the royalty in your posture. They will see the breathtaking grace in your forgiveness. And in that moment, looking at your beautiful face, they will silently vow to never take a single second of your time or a single beat of your heart for granted ever again. I know some of you listening to this are thinking, but what if it doesn't happen? What if I'm just manifesting this in my head because I'm so tired of being alone and my heart is playing tricks on me? Leo, look at the synchronicities. Look at the way your body has been physically reacting to their energy. Look at the undeniable fact that you clicked on this exact video for your exact zodiac sign, on this exact date in August. The universe does not make mistakes of this magnitude. Your higher self guided you here to anchor this timeline, to pull this reality from the ethereal realm into the physical world. You are not crazy. You are not delusional. You are a powerful, magnetic creator, and your energy has finally ripened the seed you planted in the dark months ago. The harvest is here. Let us talk about the profound significance of this exact window of time. Because the 14th of August, 2026, is not just a random Tuesday or a passing date on your calendar. In the celestial realm, this is a pinnacle moment. The energy of the Lion's Gate has been building in the ether for weeks, gathering momentum, pulling the stars into a precise geometric alignment that acts as a massive energetic magnifying glass. And right now, that magnifying glass is pointed directly at the heart space of this specific person. The universe has essentially backed them into a corner of their own soul. They can no longer hide behind their busy schedule. They can no longer use their career ambitions or their financial stress as a shield to keep you at a distance. The cosmic weather of this exact week is stripping away every single excuse they have ever used to avoid facing the depth of their feelings for you. The stars are demanding authenticity. The universe is demanding truth, and this person, who has been running from the intensity of your connection, has finally run out of places to hide. They are standing at the edge of their own resistance, looking out at the vast, beautiful, terrifying ocean of your love, and they are finally ready to dive inches. I know how deeply tired you are, Leo. I need to pause here and just hold space for the sheer exhaustion you have been carrying. You have been so strong for so long. You have been the one holding the energetic container for this connection. You have been the one doing the inner work, the one crying those silent tears at 3 in the morning, wondering what you did wrong, wondering why you weren't enough to make them stay. You have watched other people move on, get engaged, build their lives, while you felt stuck in this agonizing waiting room of the heart. You have smiled through the disappointment. You have told your friends you were fine, that you were focusing on yourself, that you didn't care if they came back or not. But behind closed doors, in the quiet sanctuary of your own bedroom, the longing has been a physical ache. It has been a heavy, suffocating blanket of grief that you couldn't quite shake. You have felt forgotten. You have felt replaceable. You have felt like a placeholder in someone else's story while you were giving them the leading role in yours. But I need you to hear this with every fiber of your being. Your waiting was not punishment. Your silence was not a sign of your unworthiness. It was an incubation period. The universe was keeping them away from you because they were not energetically equipped to handle the magnitude of your light. If they had come back to you 3 months ago, they would have brought their chaos, their unresolved shadows, and their half-hearted apologies, and they would have drained you all over again. The delay was divine protection. The universe was keeping you in the waiting room because the VIP section of your life was still being prepared. And now the doors are opening. The person who is coming back to you now is not the same person who left. They have been forged in the fires of their own absence. They have felt the sting of losing you, and that pain has burned away their ego, their pride, and their trivial distractions. What is left is pure, unadulterated devotion. And this brings us to the ultimate outcome, the beautiful, locked-in reality that the cards are flashing so brightly for you today. This is not a fleeting reunion. This is not a weekend of passion followed by another month of ghosting. The energy surrounding this return is deeply rooted, grounded, and fiercely protective. They want to claim you. They want to lock this down. They are looking at you and realizing that you are their sanctuary, their safe harbor in a chaotic world. They want to integrate you into their daily life, their future plans, their financial goals, and their spiritual path. They want to show you off. They want the world to know that the most beautiful, radiant, captivating Leo soul belongs to them. And more importantly, that they belong to you. The push and pull dynamic is ending right now. The hot and cold behavior is dissolving. What is replacing it is steadfast, unwavering certainty. They only want you. The lock has been clicked into place, and they are handing you the only key. As this reality begins to settle into your mind, I want you to notice what is happening in your physical body right now. The restless fluttering in your chest is beginning to slow down. The tight band of anxiety around your ribs is starting to loosen. Your nervous system is finally receiving the signal that it is safe to stand down. The war is over. Leo, you do not have to fight for this love anymore. You do not have to strategize, or analyze their texts, or decode their silence. You can simply exhale. You can simply receive. The anticipation that has been keeping you on edge is now transforming into a warm, golden, expansive hope. It is the feeling of watching the sunrise after the longest, coldest night of your life. It is the deep cellular knowing that you are seen, you are cherished, and you are profoundly desired. So, let us seal this energy together. I want you to do something for me right now, wherever you are. If you are driving, just soften your grip on the steering wheel. If you are lying in bed, I want you to place your right hand gently over the center of your chest, right over your heart space. Feel the warmth of your palm against your skinches. Feel the steady, rhythmic beating of your heart beneath your hand. This heart has been through so much. It has been broken, it has been hopeful, it has been terrified, and it has been incredibly brave. Take deep, slow breath in through your nose, filling your lungs completely, holding that beautiful, anticipatory energy at the very top of the inhale. And now exhale slowly through your mouth, releasing every ounce of doubt, every shadow of unworthiness, every lingering fear that you are not enough. As you keep your hand on your heart, I want you to repeat this affirmation silently in your mind, or whisper it out loud if you are in a safe space. Say to yourself, I am deeply loved, I am fiercely desired, I am a magnet for beautiful, committed, and abundant love. I release the need to control the timeline, and I joyfully receive the blessings that are rushing toward me. I am worthy of the love I so freely give to others. Feel those words sink past your mind, past your ego, deep into the marrow of your bones. Feel them rewriting the neural pathways of your heart. You are no longer the person who waits in the dark. You are the sovereign creator of your reality, and your reality is now flooded with light, with love, and with absolute certainty. This message found you today because your spirit guides, your ancestors, and the universe itself knew you needed this anchor. They knew you were on the precipice of giving up, and they pulled you here to remind you of your own magnificent power. The 14th of August, 2026, will be marked in your memory as the day the tide finally turned, the day the silence broke, the day your beautiful, radiant Leo heart was finally recognized, celebrated, and securely held. Trust the process, trust the timing, trust the undeniable magic that is unfolding in your favor. If this reading resonated with your soul, if you felt that deep, visceral click of recognition in your gut, I need you to anchor this energy into the physical realm right now. Go down to the comments and type the word received. Just that one word. Claim this energy. Lock in this timeline. Let the algorithm and the universe know that you are ready to accept this beautiful reunion and the massive wave of abundance that is coming with it. Subscribe to Trusted Tarot to keep your energy aligned with these high-frequency transmissions. And share this video with someone who needs a reminder of their own worth today. You are beautiful, Leo, you are wanted, and your time is finally here.